Hey guys, here we go with my film study on Jorge Linares versus Vasyl Lomachenko. It's going to be keys to victory and my prediction at the end. Um, I I'm not going to get into the finer points. You know, I've done a lot of film study on Lomachenko. I would suggest watching those film studies if you're really interested. I did one on his fight for Guillermo Rigondeaux, and he just does a lot of feinting, a lot of probing. He has a very what I call an active guard. Excuse me, and that's what we're going to actually be talking about in the first video. And I've got like 6 videos made, but we're going to go through them all during this video. So let's get started. So the first thing, we're going to put it in slow-mo because I don't want to get picked up for copyright stuff. But I just want you to watch Linares moving and slipping and rolling and doing all this stuff as he comes forward, right? Pawing with the lead hand right there, slipping to the left, pawing with the lead hand, controlling Campbell's lead hand, right? Campbell's sticking his glove in there so he can say, hey, what do you think about this, Linares? What do you think about this? And if Linares decides that he doesn't think anything of it, then Campbell's going to hit him in the face with it, right? So he's testing the water, and as you can see, Linares coming in, slipping, moving from side to side, very active guard. When he brings his hands down, slipping, you know, doing all these things. Beautiful right there. If you caught it, I'll go back real quick, but probing shot, and he doesn't, you know, he's just catching it right, but he's not controlling the lead hand, and all of a sudden, he senses that a real punch is coming, right? And he can kind of see that from Luke Campbell stepping with the jab, right? He steps and takes lead foot dominance, shoots that jab, and because he has this active guard, he's easily able to slip the shot and not get caught by it. You know, taking a step back, again, more punches coming, and even when punches aren't coming, he's still moving from side to side, slipping, coming forward, controlling the lead glove, right? Looking for angles and opportunities to find offense, but it's also defending him as well. Because look at Luke Campbell. He doesn't know when he's safe to throw a punch, right? The one punch that we have seen him throw already, he's missed. And he missed by like a wide margin. Again, probing. And look at how, it's interesting to note also, we're talking about Linares's probing and how it is going to affect his opponent, right? Because this is exactly what Lomachenko is going to be looking to do, right? And Linares responds very well to the probing and the feinting and the active guard of Luke Campbell, right? But also look at how it's affecting Luke Campbell and not allowing Luke Campbell to set up his offense as well, right? This is going to be a very interesting dynamic for the actual fight between Linares and Lomachenko, is how they're able to get around their lead hands, and their first line of defense is their active guard, how they're able to feint their opponent and kind of psych them out, right? Now we're going to notice Lomachenko has a very active guard, and Linares is going to need to use his active guard and control the lead hand of Lomachenko like he was doing right there to Luke Campbell. Otherwise, he's going to be in for a long night. As you can see, Lomachenko has a very active guard, feinting, right? Slipping to the inside, shooting that jab, feinting, slipping to the inside, feinting to the outside, feinting again, coming forward with the jab, right? He's got the blocks, right? Oh, what do you think when I bring my glove up here? What about up here, right? And he can actually use these motions, right, when he brings the glove up here, right, to boom, boom, right? Shoot some punches, right? And he can hide those punches by having these interesting patterns, right? Slipping to the outside again, probing, catching the only offense from Walters, right? And just has a very active guard, and that's going to be something that Linares really needs to work on neutralizing from Lomachenko. But both fighters have an active guard, so at the beginning of the fight, I want you to expect kind of a slow-paced fight. Like, less similar to what the fight looked like with Lomachenko and Campbell, and more similar to what it looked like with Walters and Lomachenko. A little more slow like that. The next video, we're going to start getting into the keys to victory for Linares, right? Now, everyone talks about his speed, right? And his speed is really interesting. And granted, I'm not doing a film study on Lomachenko fighting a right-handed fighter with speed, right? Who has he fought that's really fast? You know, what's his name is a great athlete for right-handed fighters. that guy from Brooklyn he just fought. That guy, he got robbed by Walters, and then he got robbed in the Gambo. Sosa's a good athlete. He's not super fast, right? So there aren't very many good um, uh, parallels, right, to create between that. And the most defining characteristic of Linares, sorry guys, it's been a long day, man. The most defining characteristic of Linares is his speed, right? And a lot of people talk about it. But Gary Russell is arguably 10 times faster. That guy is so fast. He is amazingly fast. And Lomachenko fought circles around him, you know. But there are some opportunities to utilize your speed in a manner that's just not to land one punch, right? Or not as easily timed, because timing, like every fighter says, like Mayweather says, timing beats speed, right? And Lomachenko has amazing timing, amazing rhythm, amazing everything. So one of the ways that you're going to beat Lomachenko is by throwing in combinations. So here we see Lomachenko shoot the jab, right? And Gary Russell at this point in the fight was looking to jab with Lomachenko, right? So now Gary Russell shoots his own jab, and Vasyl Lomachenko is able to pick up on it because he knew the pattern. So he shoots the jab. It's a probing jab, slips the next jab, and then bam. Look at how he lands that beautiful shot right there and just cracks Gary Russell. Makes Gary Russell kind of look like an amateur, right? Again, right here, right? Boom. He shoots two jabs, and Lomachenko is able to get around that jab. And we'll talk about that a little bit in a second, a little more in depth, right? But here, again, Gary Russell using one jab to kind of keep Lomachenko away, and Lomachenko is able to get around it. That's because Lomachenko is a master at getting around that first punch, getting around that first line of defense, figuring out what your pattern is, what your defenses are, how you control the space, right? And Gary Russell, he doesn't have a lot of feints. He doesn't have a lot of probes. He doesn't use good head movement, right? If you notice, Gary Russell just kind of has his hands up here, waits for you to come in, or goes forward like that. But he only controls the space with his jab. And Lomachenko is able to take that jab away from him, as you see in all of these clips, right? But take that ability to control the space away from him by baiting that jab and coming forward and landing some great shots. Again, controlling the space with the jab, coming over it with his own shots, right? And not allowing that jab to be an effective tool for Gary Russell to keep him on the outside. Now, Gary Russell does make an adjustment. Oh, and again, right here, Gary Russell not controlling the space, right? And tries to use a right hook to control the space, but winds up getting cracked to the body with the great shot. He lands a grazing shot right there too, but the shot that Lomo lands in that scene is just so much more powerful. Such a better shot. But anyway, Gary Russell makes an adjustment, and that was in the first round with the jab scene, right at the end of the first round. Now, Lomachenko tries the same exact shot, right? He tries to bait him into controlling the space so he could slip and catch him with another shot. But look at how Gary Russell responds. Boom, boom, boom. And he throws in combination instead and is able to catch Lomachenko with a great right hook. Boom, off of does it look like a three-punch combination? It looks like a three-punch combination, like jab, right hand, jab, left hand, right hook, right? But he's able to catch him and break his rhythm right there. Right here, the same thing, right? He comes in, Lomachenko comes in, tries to slip to the inside, right? And then so he can start setting his offense, and Gary Russell catches him with the hook. But while Lomachenko is weaving to get out of position of the next shot, Gary Russell just continues firing shots and is able to break his rhythm and keep him on the outside. Again, right here, shooting the jab and then punching with him, right? Shooting the jab, but not just shooting one jab once his rhythm is broken and he starts coming in, but shooting a second jab to break his rhythm, boom, and make him think another shot is coming, right? Just enough to keep Lomachenko off of him. And I think that this might be a very a worthwhile proposition for Linares, especially because he's so fast, right? He can really be able to take advantage of his speed by punching in combination. Again, getting countered right there, punching in combination, throwing a three-piece right there, coming forward, boom, 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 right? And even when he's getting countered, right, able to come across over the top with that right hook or that left hook of his, right? Punching in combination, again. It's just something that that Linares is already very good at. Again, getting countered right there, but making the most out of it by not breaking his own offense and punching in combination that's going to stop Lomachenko from being as effective at controlling the space that Linares is trying to control. And again, more combination punching, blah, 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 you know. And then we'll get into the next video real quick. But again, combination punching. And that's going to have a huge effect on Lomachenko's ability to set up his own shots. And it's going to make Lomachenko have to think much longer when he's setting up his shots and when he's creating this little, basically this chess game in his mind, right? So it's going to start off basically, he comes forward, he feints, Linares shoots a jab. Now he feints, Linares shoots the jab, and the next motion or the next move in Lomachenko's repertoire is counter the jab. Bait the jab that you know is coming, and then counter the jab, boom, right? But if Linares throws a 1-2 instead because he's getting countered, right, it's going to break Lomachenko's rhythm, and now instead of Lomachenko figuring out how to get around the 1, which is very easy, which he's shown in every fight that he's been more than capable of doing, he's going to have to get away from the 1-2. So he's going to have to bait the 1, slip the 2, and then come back with another shot or do something, but that might also be enough time for Linares to feint the jab, right? Feint the baited jab and just go for a straight hook or set up his own traps off of the traps that Lomachenko is setting, right? And I think that a lot of that is going to be stemmed on his ability to use his speed and punch in combination. Another one that is going to be very, very important for him is being the aggressor. Lomachenko does not like to fight going backwards. As you can see in this scene, this is the first time Gary Russell tries to go forward, right? And Lomachenko just not really countering, right? And he's able to kind of find a home for that left hand right there for the first time. Again, shooting forward, feinting him, getting him onto the ropes, landing kind of a body shot, you know, not the greatest shot, right? But also, this is a tactic that Orlando Salido was able to have a lot of success with. Was pushing Lomachenko back and making him less effective, giving him less control of the space between them by chasing him, right? And this is something that Linares does very well and goes hand in hand with his ability to punch in combination, right? His athleticism to be able to chase and kind of really land some great shots and not allow his opponent to use, you know, those kind of below average defensive motions like a lot of people were thinking with Anthony Joshua and Joseph Parker, right? Anthony Joshua would just take a couple steps back, right? But if Joseph Parker was a little bit better of an athlete, maybe he would have been able to chase him and make him pay for those, right? And these are the kinds of things that we might be able to expect from being able to chase Lomachenko down, right? Maybe he's able to catch him with a shot, right? Where he's trying to counter when he opens himself up, right? And just catch him with a real clean shot on the chin and catch him with the flash knockdown. As you can see, he catches himself at the end of the shot, right? He's not really hurt. The rest of the round he doesn't fight like he's hurt, but it'll be a great opportunity for him to score some free points, right? By chasing Lomachenko around and getting his offense off, right? And I think that those are the biggest keys to victory for Linares are punching in combination and being the aggressor. Don't allow Lomachenko to dictate the pace because he's too good at that mental chess for Linares, I think, to be able to overcome him. The next video is we're going to be looking at Linares' jab, and this is some very interesting stuff. So what I want you to notice is how he takes a step right here with his foot to the inside of Luke Campbell's guard, basically, to the inside, right? Normally, you want to take lead foot dominance and move to the outside so you can land your power shots, right? So that they're right in that frame where you always practice your shots, and you can land a great shot. But when he's landing his jab, he shoots it, he steps to the inside, right? As you can see right here, comes inside, right? And he's not able to land his hook off of that. He's going to step inside again right here, right? Not able to land his right hand when he steps to the inside. But it's an interesting habit to have, right? And right here you can see he steps to the outside and shoots a right hand, but stepping to the inside right after and shooting his jab. It's just very interesting. And I don't agree with it. And I think that actually Lomachenko is really going to be able to make him pay for it. And we're going to see why in just a second. But again, right there, When he steps to the inside, Luke Campbell's able to catch him with a counter jab. Now, this is beautiful from Lomachenko, you guys. This is what makes me think that Linares is going to have a very, 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 very difficult time using his jab, which he uses to set up all his shots. As we saw in the Walters fight, and I did a film breakdown on this fight if you guys want to check it out. Just search my channel, Lomachenko Walters. I think I do 4 rounds of the fight, and it's just a masterpiece from Lomachenko. Just brilliant. It's very slow paced. It's one of my older style, where I break down every engagement, and so it might be boring, but what he does right here is he times Walter's jab, right? And when he times it, he moves, kind of rocks back, and then shoots forward and takes lead foot dominance off of that jab so he can create space to land that left hand to the body, right? It's just brilliant work, and that's off of Walter's own jab. He takes lead foot dominance off of Walter's own jab. Again, he's going to do it right here, right? Walters shoots that jab, right? And Loma gets under it and then lands a left hand, right? But creating offense off of his opponent's jab, and I think the fact that Linares steps to the inside of his jab is going to exacerbate this problem. Again, beautiful work from Lomachenko right here. He shoots the jab, and Walters at this point in the fight was trying to hook and jab with Lomachenko to keep him on the outside, and he's able to slip that, right? Kind of slip slash roll, kind of, right? But take lead foot dominance at the same time to get to the outside of Walters, right? He doesn't land any shot right there, but that's not the point. It's how easily he's able to take a positional advantage against his opponent's own offense, right? And again, right here, beautiful work from him. He shoots the jab. Again, Walters tries to counter with his own shot following him back, right? And Lomachenko is able to rock back, take lead foot dominance right here, and then land a great body shot after. And I think that this makes me think that Linares is going to have a very, very, very hard time not only establishing his jab, but using it effectively. Now we're going to look at Linares' offense, and this is a kind of a short video. Oh my god, I almost ended the video right there. I would have been so mad. I wouldn't have done it again. You guys wouldn't even get a video. You don't even know. But I want you to watch Linares' offense and his timing, right? So one thing that he does, if you watch his lead foot, right, he waits on his lead foot when he shoots it, right? Very similar to what AJ does, right? When he's moving forward, Canelo does it. It's just very, very, it's a very, very, very common flaw in boxing, and a lot of fighters have it. But he's going to lean forward, right, shoot the jab, lean forward, and then goes to shoot his offense off of that too, right? Lean forward, right, lean forward, and then shoot forward, shoot a 1-2, right? Lean forward, lean forward. And now this is a very, very interesting clip, right? So in round 2, this was before the knockdown. I thought that Luke Campbell was actually winning this round against Linares. But if you watch, actually, let's go back and watch the jab video one more time. Linares' jab, and watch how he leans forward on his front leg, right? And then we'll go back to it. Watch how he leans forward on his front leg before he shoots his jab, right? Or before he shoots any of his offense. Lean, right? Comes in, off of leaning forward, right? Lean forward, shoot his jab, right? And he'll do other things off of it too, right? He'll lean forward and he'll use his head movement, right? It's really easy to time. But again, leaning forward off of his lead foot, trying to disguise it, lean forward off that lead foot, boom, rock forward, and he stays on the lead foot on that one, right? And then explodes out of his guard to shoot another shot. But again, right, the same timing, right? And as you can see right here, Luke Campbell really starts to catch him with it, right? Now going back to the offense video, right? This is a timing that Linares has. It's, like I said, it's very common in boxing. It's a very, very, very common flaw. So a good fighter is going to be able to pick up on it really easily, like Luke Campbell does here. Now watch every time Linares leans forward, right? Lean forward, Campbell shoots a jab, right? Lean forward, and when he leans forward right there, Campbell changes direction. Lean forward, right? Campbell shoots a jab. Lean forward, feints him. Lean forward, Campbell controls him with the lead hand. Lean forward, Campbell probes him with the right hand, right? And look at how off balance it keeps Linares. Linares is having a very difficult time setting up his offense because of the timing that he chooses to set up on, right? Now lean forward off that lead hand, the jab comes out, and he tries to counter him, right? But it's very easy for him to control Linares because Linares only knows how to attack on that angle. Again, leaning forward, Campbell controls, right? And this is something that Lomachenko is going to have a very, very, very easy time exploiting, especially when he's so easily able to time the jab when Linares leans forward and then steps to the inside to shoot the jab so he can land it, right? And gives up lead foot dominance when Lomachenko is looking to take lead foot dominance off of there, right? Now, this is the next video we're going to talk about, and it's going to kind of go in line with everything that we've talked about. The next key to victory is moving to the left, right? If you watch this fight, it's very puzzling, right? Like, it took me three watches to kind of figure it out, like why Linares would look so fantastic in spots in this fight, and then all of a sudden Luke Campbell would be dominating the rounds, and he'd just be taking it over and just being like, this is my shit, But if you watch it, let's put it in slow-mo. Watch how, let's go back, sorry. Watch how fantastic Luke Campbell looks when he's moving to the right? Or moving to Linares' left, right? He's able to set up a shot. Look at how Linares kind of gets out of position, right? He can move back, but he's not countering from here. Luke Campbell moving back. Linares having a hard time landing his right hand right there because Luke Campbell is moving to his right, moving to the right. Not able to counter from there. Starts moving to his left for a second. Sorry, it's a little slow when it's in slow-mo. The copyright's been killing me. Showtime's been calling me all the time saying, hey, you can't use our footage. And I'm just like, man, shut the fuck up, guys. But anyway, notice how Campbell moving to the right, there's not a lot of offense from Linares, right? He doesn't throw very many punches. It's only like a 20-second sample, right? But notice as soon as Campbell starts moving to his left, right, to Linares' right, boom, a right hand comes out, right? Now he's moving to the left again, right? Feint, right hand, left hook, right hand, right? And he's able to kind of catch him with that last left hook while he's circling out, right? Really making him pay for circling that way and how freely his offense goes. Now I've got a few more examples. Again, moving to the left, Linares can't land anything. Moving to the left, getting countered by the jab, right? Moving to the left, Linares' left, right? Linares completely misses that shot. Notice how it's on the outside of the glove, right? As if you were expecting the shot, like if you were expecting Luke Campbell to slip down to his, which side is he on? Down to his right leg, right? Or down to his left leg. Down to his left leg, right? And move into the shot as if he was circling to the right. Again, moving to the, wait, is he going to move to the left? Yeah, moving to the left. Linares having a hard time controlling him and making him land that way. Not able to land that right hand. Boom. And now this is a very troubling spot for him, right? Linares, see how when Luke Campbell takes lead foot dominance, right? He goes to the body. It doesn't even land, but look at how he just shells up here, right? He's not looking to counter. He's not really moving off the line. And he's not really doing anything. He's kind of getting stuck a little bit in this situation, right? And we'll see a little bit more of it too. But that's exactly the way that Lomachenko wants to attack you, is by taking lead foot dominance. We saw it in the Walters fight, and he just smashed him. But again, look at how Linares gets stuck on that back foot, right? Trying to get away from Luke Campbell as Luke Campbell moves to his left, right? And he sets this offense up. Linares is not countering, even though Luke Campbell's not landing, right? It's not the point. It's the idea in Linares' head that this is an acceptable way to defend himself against someone who circles that way. Now, if he attempts to use this kind of defensive tactic against Lomachenko, Lomachenko's just going to take a side around him and pound him, But then, starts shooting his offense. And now this is all the offense when Luke Campbell is, for some reason, moving to his right? Or moving to his own left, but moving to Linares' right. Look at how much more freely Linares is able to let his shots go. Boom, lands that right hand. The same right hand that he threw that missed before, right? Getting him to move to the left. And because he's moving to the left and he tries to circle out the other way, he's able to catch him with that great left hook right there. Now, this is exactly what Lomachenko's game plan is against right-handed fighters, right? So he's going to feint, control that lead hand, take an angle to the outside of his opponent, right? Moving to his opponent's left. Boom, and lands a great body shot right there. Just watch it one more time. It's beautiful. Controls the lead glove, so he can't counter him with the jab, right? Moves in, controls the right hand of Walters, pinning it to his head, right? Walters does try to throw a left hook, but Lomachenko's able to get around it, and then boom, lands a great left hand to the body of Walters that almost, kind of sends him off balance when he lands it. Shooting the jab, changing levels, right? And this is beautiful, you guys. Watch the breakdown on this fight. It's just amazing. When he changes levels right here, right? Walters has to bring his glove down so he can continue seeing Lomachenko and make sure that he's not doing anything fancy. And then Lomachenko shoots the jab, baiting the jab from Walters so he can actually take that lead foot dominance, right? And then boom, land a left hand to the face. Just watch it one more time, you guys. This is just beautiful boxing. Whoops, go all the way back. But just beautiful boxing from Lomachenko, baiting the counter from Walters so that he can take that lead foot dominance and create better offense on it. And as we saw, Linares doesn't pivot off the line like Walters does. And if he doesn't, he's going to take a much worse beating than Walters does in this scene, right? But again, taking lead foot dominance, trying to circle out, and trying to land those shots. And now nothing lands right there. That's not really the point, right? It's just the fact that this is where Lomachenko tries to make all his offense by circling to the right and pivoting and taking a better angle at you. Anyway, those are the keys to victory. So number one is going to be they both need to have an active guard to stop the other one from being able to land free punches, right? Punching in combination for Linares, right? As we saw with Lomachenko, punching in combination is a great way to break his rhythm and stop him from being able to do all those great and wonderful things that he does when he does take positional advantages. Boom, catching him with the shot right here. Breaking his rhythm when he's trying to close the distance, right? Making him move off the line, off of his own offense or his own attempt at offense, right? And following up your shots to make him think and break his rhythm to stop him from being effective on the inside. Also, being the aggressor, chasing Lomachenko, not willy-nilly, right? Being responsible with it, but Lomachenko doesn't like to fight going backwards. As you can see, he doesn't fight very well. He moves off the line very well, but he's not countering. He's not looking to do anything. And you can sometimes catch them out of position and get very fortunate with shots like this that may wind up winning you the fight. Now, Lomachenko's keys to victory, again, taking advantage of Linares' jab and his tendency to step on the inside. Lomachenko, like we talked about earlier, is phenomenal at fighting around your first punch or your first line of defense, taking it away and really making you pay for it and building an entire fight plan around how to take it away and how to win the fight off of it. And as you can see, he has that flaw where he steps to the inside, and he's not going to be able to do that against Lomachenko, who looks to set up most of his offense off of your own punches, right? Now, it's an interesting idea, right? So most fighters, when you throw a punch at them, right, they might slip it, right? So if we're talking Kovalev, right, watch the Kovalev-Shabransky breakdown that I did. Shabransky only controls the space with his lead hand by punching with it. Kovalev is able to time that jab, slip it, boom, and land a right hand to knock him out, right? Lomachenko usually does his countering in a reverse order, right? So the punch comes, you slip, throw a right hand, then you move off the line to defend yourself. Lomachenko moves off the line first, right? So the punch comes, he moves, right? So the punch doesn't land, but before he throws his next shot, he takes an angle, right? Or takes lead foot dominance, right? As you can see here, he takes lead foot dominance and lands a shot, right? Or in this situation, the shot comes, right? He takes lead foot dominance, pivots, and then looks to land his next shot after he's already moved off the line, so he can catch you while you're still moving off the line or meeting him back on the line. It's very interesting. It makes Lomachenko so much more fun to watch and much more dynamic of a fighter. But anyway, the next key to victory for Lomachenko is timing. Timing Linares, because Linares likes to step forward and he always fights off the front foot, You know, it's one of his flaws, and Lomachenko is going to have a pretty easy time, in my opinion, controlling Linares and keeping Linares on the outside because of the fact that he only fights when he leans forward. And you can see how easy Luke Campbell is able to control him simply by feinting and probing, and all of that work, right? Just the feinting, the probing, controlling him with the lead hand, the faux punches, right? Is able to keep Linares at home and keep Linares from throwing punches at him effectively and keep him from setting up his punches. And then the last one for Lomachenko is, as we saw, Linares has a very difficult time throwing punches and fighting a fighter who moves to his left, right? So Lomachenko is going to want to continue moving to the left, circling to the outside of Linares, and continue setting up his punches the same way that he always does, feinting, probing, and really making Linares put himself out of position, exactly like with his jab. And that's exactly what I kind of expect the fight to look like. Is a lot of feinting, a lot of probing, and a lot of setup from Lomachenko to get to the outside of Linares. So Linares is definitely going to have to work on his pivots. He's not going to be able to get away with this kind of defense where he just moves back, right, and hopes for Luke Campbell to stop throwing offense so that he can start moving forward. Because Lomachenko is actually just going to spin around him and land punches. Again, there are other finer points, right? But because of the fact that both of them have an active guard and both of them look like to control the lead hands, it's whoever winds up winning that little battle. And Linares very well may win that battle with him because he might be the bigger fighter. He might be just so much more jacked than Lomachenko that he's able to bully him. Right? I don't think that's going to be the case. I think that Lomachenko is going to be able to pull it out no matter what. And I kind of expect it to be probably another stoppage, but this one might actually be a real knockout in my opinion. Although he is moving up in weight, so we'll have to see how that affects Lomachenko. But I do think that Lomachenko at some point in the fight is going to be dominating Linares in a fashion that that makes him maybe quit in his corner or just get stopped outright. But that's my prediction. I do think that this is going to be a very, very uphill battle for Linares. I don't think that he has the technical skills to compete with Lomachenko, especially with some of the flaws that he has fighting left-handed fighters. As you saw, the circling to the left or to Linares' left, he has a very difficult time. If you go back and watch that fight, watch that every time Luke Campbell is moving to Linares' left, Linares isn't doing anything. Literally, he can't do anything. So he's going to have to work on that left hook to the body to kind of keep Linares in front of him and keep Lomachenko in front of him and keep him moving to the right where he can walk into a right hand and maybe Linares can slip this way, slip that way, slip this way, and hide a right hand and catch him. But my pick for this fight is an uphill battle for Linares, and Linares is kind of probably going to get smashed. I think it's going to be probably a very easy fight for Lomachenko. Anyway, let me know what you guys think in the comments below. If there's anything that you think that I missed or what your thoughts are on it. I don't think the weight is going to be a factor at all. A lot of people said the weight was a factor in the Rigondeaux fight, but Lomachenko really didn't look to bully Rigondeaux. Rigondeaux didn't even land any punches to really make it the case of Lomachenko just walking through Rigondeaux's punches, you know what I mean? But I don't think that's also. I also don't think it's going to be the case in this fight where Linares is landing enough punches that he's able to hurt Lomachenko and make Lomachenko be more pause, like give him more pause and make him more cautious. But anyway, let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Don't forget to like and subscribe and whatever, and leave comments. Thanks, guys.